Welcome back to the Who's at the Gates podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix. And we are starting off our Monday. In today's episode of Beyond the Gates was something. It was kind of cute for what it was. It had its moments, definitely. But I can't do this episode without the woman who has green bell peppers, carrots, onions, yellow bell peppers, asparagus, potatoes, and sometimes tomatoes on standby at any moment's notice because she's ready to cook this cast at any time. The woman who was able to defy time and gravity and make it back before possible to record this episode with me, trekking through the wilderness of California. Here she stands, above all, the amazing Diana.
All right, episode over. That's all we needed. I was like, where's he going with these fajitas? Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I was just talking about the stuff that I put in beef stew. I don't really put asparagus in there, but I eat a lot of asparagus. So yeah, I was just like, let me mention asparagus. But the other stuff, I usually put that in my beef stew.
Not this pivot to cooking channel, y'all. It's coming soon.
I have recipes, everyone. I have recipes. Okay, speaking of cooking, we have to give Kat her due. Okay. One thing about Kat and her guesses, it's like she's on it, but she's off at the same time. And I'm like, okay, Kat, you're getting there, but that's not it. But what I will give Kat is that Kat is the type of person, which yes, there is the similarity with myself. I will throw everything I can at the wall and see what sticks. And that's what she does with her theories. And I can appreciate that because eventually it gets her to what the actual answer is. So I don't knock it. And now Chelsea and Naomi are talking about this. Did you have anything before we go into the scene, Diane?
Just, if I were Kat, I wouldn't even care about your dad. I'd be like, you did me dirty. Well, guess what? I don't care about you guys. Good luck keeping him alive without me.
Diana's like, he can kill over. I don't care. I'm not mad at that energy. Let's go ahead and go into the scene.
Whoa. What now?
I'm sorry, it's not bad. Actually, it's amazing.
Oh, girl, you gotta stop trying to raise my blood pressure. What is it?
The reel from my live with Eva. Over 1 million views and counting.
Oh, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Well, it will be if even a fraction of the viewers actually become organ donors. That means that Eva and I didn't just go viral. We saved real lives.
Oh, Chels, I'm so proud of you.
Aww.
I'm also very impressed with how you managed to smooth things over with Kat.
You mean when you tricked us into finding common ground?
You're past it, aren't you? The point is, I know how Kat is when she gets in her emotions.
Yeah, borderline obsessive.
That's the charitable phrasing, sure.
Well, almost as obsessive as when she latches on to a new mystery. My bestie, cuz she's a special one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, before we go into this next scene, do you think what they were saying about Kat was a positive or a negative? In other words, did it seem like they were kind of bad-mouthing her a little bit, or sort of both, bad-mouthing her and praising her, or was it just they were just talking just to talk?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's a little bit of both. Like, they're like, we have to put up with her, but we love her. Like, God forbid she has a hobby. God forbid she's trying to help y'all. Because Hayley walked in a little bit later or something, and it's not like Kat was like, "Hey, bestie. Hey, girl. Bygones be bygones." Like, you know what? You know what? I'm glad you found the love of your life. We all need to move on. No, so they can miss me.
Oh goodness, yeah. Like everyone recognizes how Kat is, and I can appreciate that too at the same time. But she loves solving stuff. I don't know why. I'm still not putting it past the writers in like a year or two. I'm not talking about like 3 months from now or anything like that, but in like a year or two to take Kat more down the road of doing investigative work in some form, whether she decides to become a reporter like Smitty or whether she decides to start her own investigative agency, because investigations isn't always just being out in the field and following people and doing stuff like that. You can investigate people online. You can do lots of research through that too. But I do believe they might take her character down that investigative path like a year or two from now, where it's sort of like Chelsea Cat has done his thing, or there's a huge offer that Chelsea and Cat just can't refuse for Chelsea Cat. And it's sort of like somebody buys out the majority shares of the company, where like the person will take 75% and then Cat and Chelsea will keep 25% of the company, split between the two of them, the 25%. In doing that, and then they don't really have to worry about the day-to-day operations, which gives both of them more bandwidth to do other things. I could see something like that happening too. So just throwing that out there as well.
I mean, they kind of try to set that up. She was like, "I'm going to start my own podcast," which is like great, but it's like, okay, writers, like where is it? Like, and then they keep on saying that she's going to do like a podcast out of this, or and they kind of roll her eyes like, God, does everything need to be content? And it's like, let's look in the mirror. Does everything need to be content? Let's ask ourselves that question first.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, but at the same time, I will say that Chelsea does have Kat's back. Like they are like sisters.
Chelsea, there was also an earlier comment in the scene, and I'm glad that Naomi had some sense, where Chelsea's like, wow, maybe it is hard to be in the middle of everything, referring to, Bill ruining his entire family's life by having an affair with his daughter's best friend. Like, anything can sway that girl. That's what I'm convinced of, right? Is that if she may not be mean-spirited, but she literally just like does not think. Well, no, Naomi was just like, well, I don't feel sorry for that man. And it's like, as you should. Like, you caught that man in his underwear in your parents' marital bed, and you're over here thinking like, wow, my dad has it tough. Like, whose fault was that? So that's what I'm like, okay, I can't with Chelsea. Like, she's a sweet girl, but beyond that, there's just like no thinking going on in that head.
Well, on that note, let's go into the Cat investigation.
Look, Mona, I can't be talking too much about my job, all right? It's not too smart in my line of work.
Look, I understand more than you realize.
Now, is that so?
We both work for powerful, prominent people here in the DMV. Folks who don't like surprises, folks who honor loyalty, silence, and discretion above all else.
Well, when you put it that way, I guess our situations aren't too different after all.
Don't flatter yourself. Dr. Dupree has never asked me to do something that kept me up at night. I'm not judging you, Randy, really, but I've been around long enough to know that look.
And what look is that, Mona?
The one where a man realizes that money doesn't hit the same once their conscience starts clocking in.
It is.
I honestly thought that she was about to, when before she said in the DMV, like finishing the sentence about working for a higher power, I honestly thought she was about to insert church again. Are very prominent, like we both work for very prominent people in high authority or whatever. And it's like before she got out of the DMV, I'm like, oh, she about to take this back to church. But she didn't take it there. She was just talking about Nicole, which I don't know if I would really compare Nicole and Joey on. I mean, yeah, Nicole is prominent, but it's a different type of power. So, because the power above ground and the power underground is different types of power. But that's just my opinion. What threw me off a little bit is, again, we're in this hold of, is this spiritual or is this sexual? Because she puts her hand on his hand for a minute. And it's like, okay, is it worry or is it whatever? And even Randy's saying, like, I don't know what the pull between us is. I feel like it isn't just the viewers that are like, okay, what are we doing here? I really believe the characters feel the same way. Like, okay, what are we doing here? They're trying to figure it out too. I don't know. Diana, what do you think?
This is still weird to me. Whole relationship, and when she approaches him, she's like, you know, certain parts of her body are like eye level with him. And he's like, oh, what does she say? Like, it's good seeing you around, or it's been a while, or something like that. And she just like has a look on her face, like, yeah, you know, I got it. So I don't understand.
I thought it was just me looking at her like that, because I'm like, why does she look like Gloria in Wait and Exhale in this moment? Like, when, I don't know if you've seen Wait and Exhale, but it's when she goes out there and then old boy is out there taking the furniture off his truck because he's moving and everything. And then she's like all giggly and stuff, like a schoolgirl in front of him. And I was like, why is she looking like Gloria in this whole part with her greeting to him? And I'm just like, And I was like, okay, the girls are kind of out too. So yeah, where are we going with this?
And he was interested, and how he like made it clear, like, I'm not with anybody. I'm not, you know, I am not a taken man. And she's like, oh, okay. Like, none of my business, but good to know. Sort of situation. I see, like, this conversation itself, I think I liked more than the other ones, because before it's like, Randy Parker, you need to go to church and all that, and like your soul could be saved and all this kind of BS. I think the conversation today was definitely more so like, you know, do you want to keep feeling this way? Which I think is a legitimate question, like, that a friend would ask. So less of you could be saved and more like, well, do you like this? You know, instead of being presumptuous, I guess. I don't know. Like, I think it was some very pointed questions of like, well, if you can't sleep at night, like maybe some things need to change. But I don't know. I guess Mona had a lot of energy today.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay. But it was a nice little interaction for the most part. I enjoyed it. And now Kat's trying to figure out what is going on. Why does Mona know this man? And it's kind of crazy because Kat got hit with a double whammy. Like, she goes there to see Deanna for the paperwork, finds out Deanna knows Randy, then is preparing to leave and decides to stick around. Good thing she did stick around, because if she hadn't stuck around, she wouldn't have caught this. So now she's like, wait a second. Deanna knows Randy. Now Mona knows Randy. What's going on here? So I can respect that. Let's see. What is the next scene? Hayley, Naomi, and Chelsea. All right. This should be interesting. Move this up just a
I wonder
smidge.
what's keeping her.
Knowing Kat, she's probably planning a dramatic entrance.
She does love a good rollout.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, as if on cue. I wonder if she has some intel on Hayley.
Speak of the devil and she shall appear.
Hayley, what are you doing here?
If you're looking for your husband, he isn't here.
Actually, I came here to see the two of you. To apologize.
Why? We all know it wouldn't be sincere.
Come on, we're family. You don't want to hear it, but it's true. And let me make one thing clear. You both are and will always be welcome in our home.
As long as we give you a heads up.
Yes, and that's not just for my benefit. I'd hate for either of you to walk in on your father and me in a intimate moment.
I'm gonna hurl.
See, that is why I'm insisting on a little advance notice. I mean, considering we're all adults, I don't think that's an unreasonable ask.
It's funny how you didn't extend the same courtesy to us before showing up here. So now it's my turn to repay you. Leave. Now.
You guys won't believe.
What is she doing here? Hayley was just leaving.
That I was. Ladies?
Do I even want to know?
No. What was this tea that you texted me about? You have me on the edge over here.
It's about Sammy, well, Randy, and his connection to the shadier side of the DMV.
I thought this was a good scene, and you see Hayley is understanding the assignment again. She's like, okay, let me apologize. All of you are welcome. I don't want you to come over when your dad and I are having some fun. So please call. That's why. Which, I mean, it's a good excuse, but yeah. What about you?
I do think I like that they're like just immediately just did not entertain her. It's like, you can leave because there's no room. I'm sorry. We're 300 episodes in. This man has been dying for 400 episodes. And I don't want them to be like, okay, let's give her a chance. Like, yes, the time has passed. You're tired. I'm tired. The nation is tired. Throw her out and cause some drama.
And I'm not mad at that energy. Is one might say it's what she deserves. I will say this. I really feel they are finally wrapping this up because there's been for the last 2 episodes, there's been a lot of movement of connecting the dots. And now that they've connected, hey, both of them are from Philadelphia, even though Naomi was running me a little bit low, which I get, maybe that's the attorney in her, where she's like, no, we have to see where there are any holes at, so on and so forth. It could just be a coincidence. I get it, but at the same time, it's like both of them being from Philadelphia? That's kind of suspicious, especially with him knowing Doug, who knows Vanessa and stuff. But that was the other thing too. And I mentioned this before. Why wasn't Doug able to identify her off the rip? Because if Hayley and Randy are cousins and Randy and Doug are best friends, we even found, well, we'll find out the story because I'm pretty sure that's included in this scene or whatever. We can talk about it with Vanessa. But it's just kind of like Doug and Randy were very close up until I guess Doug left to become a doctor, left the area. Randy stayed behind. But while growing up, he would have had to have met Hayley at least once. So
I told someone today, listen, you're looking at things from a logical point of view, and sometimes like you can't logic your thinking around something that's illogical. And I'm sorry, but the writing here bordering on illogical, because yes, you're right. Why wouldn't Doug know Hayley? You can't say that they didn't go around the same circle, because everybody knows everyone else's business. I mean, there's like a slight chance, like minuscule chance, that they never ran into each other, right? That like, because Doug was always working. I think even like at the wedding, for example, like he wasn't there. He was out. He was either working or gambling. Who knows? And I mean, like, I'm saying there's a small chance that you don't run into someone, because like let's take Ted, for example, right? He was so absent in his child's lives that he didn't realize that his own grandchildren found their biological mother. He was talking to that woman like she was just another, stranger off the street, just serving him pancakes at Orphey Gene's. So, it's like, are you a Ted that you just don't know what's going on? Or, or Doug, who's just like constantly working, you might not run into, people. Like, who knows?
I think it's the writers threw this out at the last minute, if I'm being honest, because I don't think we heard about Hayley being from Philadelphia until we found out Hayley is trying to get insurance money from Bill. I don't think her Philadelphia past came up before then, because I really believe, because this whole thing, if we're being honest, if we're dissecting the mystery, this entire thing came out of left field, because Hayley was the miss, oh, let's all get along, we can work through it. I really like you, Naomi. It happened naturally, so on and so forth. Okay, great. We were buying that. But then all of a sudden, she becomes the poison queen. And it's like, okay, wait a minute. Where did this come from? And then we're finding out, oh, her and Randy are cousins. I don't even think we found out they were cousins until the whole faking the pregnancy thing and stuff, which was later on. So it's like, did we hear about Philadelphia before we heard about them being cousins? Or did the writers just wake up and say, you know what, we're going to turn Hayley into a real villain? I don't know.
That's a good question. I mean, it makes sense how they went about it, because of the whole fact that, how did Hayley find her mark? Like, Randy's such a convenient option, but yeah, I think they should have flushed it out a little bit more. Or because they started off with like a small cast, and I think actually that's common for soap operas, right? Just like, there's a lot of people, but also not a lot of people. Like, I don't know. I just feel like people have to pull like double duty, right? It's like why we only have like 4 men on this show.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, it's not like they. Okay, whatever. I'm just saying they could have been another, just like another random cast member that could have been introduced or something. But here we are with Randy.
What a world. Well, Kat is definitely on the case. What's the next? Okay, Bill and Joey, 22, 23.
Oh, by the way, did you clock? Because I thought this was funny. Hayley trying to call Randy and her being like, God, are you ever useful? And it's like, I don't know, Hayley. Good luck.
Yeah, I mean, the whole Randy thing, I'm low-key over it, but yeah, I like Hayley. She's so temperamental. Sometimes I wonder about that woman. I really do. I feel like she might shoot herself in the foot and blow the whole thing by her mood swings. But we'll discuss a little bit more here with Joey and Bill.
Why would they even need mine if something happens to you?
Because we both know how many times we've had to make their problems disappear. Look, the Duprees might be one of the most affluent families in the DMV, but they don't like getting their manicured hands dirty.
And that's why guys like you and me come in handy. Don't mind a little mud.
No, we don't.
All right, so you've been feeling a little under the weather. That doesn't mean the Reaper is circling. At least I hope not. You still owe me a few favors.
Damn, Joey. But thanks for letting me know exactly how much you care.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah. Don't you ever think about your own mortality?
When you do what I do for a living, it's safe to assume that the Reaper is hiding behind every bush. Didn't used to bother me. I always figured that once my ticket got punched, I'd just go straight to hell and look my maker right in the eye.
And I'm guessing Vanessa changed that.
Vanessa changed a lot of things. All right. How's this? I promise to look after your family if you go. As long as you do the same for Vanessa, should I depart this mortal coil first.
Deal.
Excuse me?
Mona.
Mr. Hamilton.
Pardon me, but I did not expect to see Nicole's holier-than-thou house manager in a place like this.
The Lord watches over me everywhere I go. Just came by for a quick game of cards is all.
Well, you've come to the right place.
And that is my cue. Enjoy yourselves.
Would you care to join me?
Don't mind if I do.
All right. So the promise has been made between Bill and Joey, where if something happens to Bill, Joey will take care of his family, and if something happens to Joey, Bill will take care of Vanessa, which is interesting. And Joey is a person of his word. I can tell that. He doesn't seem like the type to go back on his word. And I guess for the type of business that he's in, your word is all that you have. So I can appreciate that about Joey. There are certain things I do appreciate about Joey where there is no pretending, which he is a little bit of a softie, but he's still a bad guy. He acknowledges he's a bad guy, just like when Mona was leaving, and we'll go into the card game in a minute. Mona's like, I can tell when somebody wants the help or like wants to be saved or something she has said. And she's like, I think we're past that with you. And Joey's like, yep, we are. I was like, okay. So Joey doesn't pretend to be anything that he's not, is how I'm looking at it. Except when it comes to Vanessa, he did pretend like he didn't have anything to do with Doug's death. Outside of that,
He also didn't tell Vanessa who the impaler, the vampire.
oh, yeah.
The whatever.
Vanessa hasn't put that together though. That like, okay, something's up with Heather. And especially when he said to Vanessa, she wanted to take over father's business. That should have, and then he even said she has started her own business and she's looking at mine. That should have been like, Vanessa should have been like, wait a minute, started her own business, want to take over her father's business. Now she's looking at Joey's business. That seems kind of underworldish. What's going on here? What's happening? But we're not expecting Vanessa to put it together because she couldn't even put the Doug thing together. So
correct. I was like, well, that's a lot of hope.
But yeah, what do you think about Bill actually going to Joey to have this conversation?
The men on the show need friends. Just maybe there could have been like a support group, because Tomas going to what's her face, Eva, Bill going to Joey of all people. I'm just like, y'all. Chat online. I like actually I was gonna say Gemini would probably be like, keep on drinking mercury and your health will get better. It goes back to what I was saying about like Randy having to pull double duty. Like, this is a limited cast, so it's just like, yeah, I mean, who else do you go to? Like Bill said, Bill. Okay. He said, what did he say? He's just like, I used to go to Dupree's and, loyalty only means so much until you blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, yeah, you cheated on their daughter. Where was your loyalty? Like, again, I'm just like, he's like, I just made one mistake. You slept with their grandchild's best friend, and here you are going like, I can't talk to them anymore. So whose fault was that?
Yeah, and it wasn't
Sorry.
just the best friend. It was the lady at the country club. It was the other person. Like there was a list of waitresses and all types of women that Bill has slept with. So he was a known philanderer. That's why I'm
Right.
just like, Bill, I need you to stop playing victim.
That was just a wild comment from him. He's just like, those Dupree's loyalty only goes so far. Like, yeah, when you hurt one of them, I would assume they'd be like, stop. Like we don't want you anymore. And even then, it's still not true. Vernon reached out to him.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised Bill didn't go to Ted, because him and Ted sort of had a support group that time when they had lunch at the club, by club, the country club. And they were talking about their ex-wives and how they're dealing with being outcast of the Dupree family and stuff like that. And I'm just like, okay, well, was some sort of bond built at that time? But I guess not strong enough, because he chose to go to Joey instead of Ted. But maybe his biggest reason for going to Joey was to ask Joey to take care of his family. But why couldn't he ask Ted to take care of his family? Because Ted is totally capable of looking out for people too. So I'm just like, I don't know. Choices.
I need you to think back on what you just said.
Okay.
Why didn't he ask Ted? Ted is totally capable of looking out for his family. So we just lie on this podcast now? You think Ted is capable? Listen, is Ted a good doctor? Maybe. I mean, he's wearing these pimp suits around, so I don't know what kind of surgery we're taking in lately. But you think Ted can't even juggle his 3 current children? Well, doesn't know Martin exists. Can't remember the last time there was a scene with him and his grandchildren. Again, let me mention, he didn't even know that his grandchildren found their biological mother until he read it in a newsletter. Probably he didn't. I don't think that was ever discussed how he found out, but he definitely did not know what was happening. So if I had
part of the reason was because he was iced out. So let's add context. Let's add
Martin.
context.
Okay, Martin is always a diplomat. He will always, leave room for conversation. He's not Cat. Let's get that. Martin, just fair weathered as they come. Just him and Isaiah. It's just he will talk to Ted. So it's just I would not go to I would go to Ted if I needed money. I would leave Ted in charge of my children if I think they were self-sufficient, but they need to fund their lifestyle. Yes, Ted's good for money.
Wow.
Very easy. Just here you go. Material needs. Listen. You say wow. I think that's a positive trait because he didn't hesitate to give Eva a room when she needed it. He was there. I think he's a
he's
provider.
Not a deadbeat dad.
Yeah, well, I don't know. He's something. I think he's good for money. So that's what I would use him for. if I had to leave children in his care, and it's listen, he'll at least give you money for ice cream. I think I could leave peacefully because you don't need his advice or anything. You could go with God. Make sure he gives you money for college, and we're good. So back to this original premise. Why would Bill go to Joey and not Ted? It's because Joey's actually capable of doing things and not messing up, not bumbling his own life, even though he kind of slowly is. But you know, he doesn't realize that Deanna's a threat. But
hold on, wait a second. No, yeah, there isn't anybody else that Bill could go to make sure that. I mean, he could have went to Tomas, I guess.
Listen, let's not that man is on vacation. Let's not bother him. You know, if he's out enjoying his life in Puerto Rico and he misses his flight, we understand and we won't be mad. So, like, no. Out of office means out of office. We're not asking him for anything.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, I guess we'll see when Tomas gets back because I haven't heard anything about him being on this week. So yeah, which kind of makes me wonder, like, is he? Yeah,
questions that don't need answers.
Me go to Mona and Joey right quick. Okay, hold on. 3016. Okay, 3016. Let's see.
Care to cut?
You should do that. You're the expert. Besides, I'm all thumbs when it comes to these things.
So, Mona, is it? Tell me, Mona. What's at stake for you?
Meaning?
Meaning? What are you playing for? A woman like you doesn't walk into a den of iniquity like this just to pass the time.
What if I told you? Randy Parker's soul.
Okay. This is my thing. It's nice that she's concerned, but sometimes people need to stay out of other people's business unless they receive said permission to enter the business. And she didn't clear this with Randy. And this actually could have, depending on what Joey's mood is, this could have actually made things harder for Randy. Where it's like, oh, you're starting to get a conscience? Let's go ahead and push the envelope right quick. Randy, this is your new assignment. And giving him something that he feels Randy may not be able to do because all of a sudden he has a conscience. And then it's like, okay, well, dude, if you have a conscience, what good are you to me? That's how I'm looking at it. Like, I appreciate what Mona was looking to do. And it was cute that she did it. And even though I don't see how Joey didn't see this coming, because if a woman that you know is very church-like, and even that's how Bill is greeting her, that should have already been a clue. Like, oh, if she's in here, she knows how to play cards. She isn't going to just come here just to pray with me. She's going to come here to hustle me. But that's just me. Danny, you got it.
Yeah, I don't think this is appropriate at all. I don't understand what she thinks she's doing. I think her getting into other people's business is messy. Also presumptuous. I don't know. It's just like, he didn't even ask for this, and you're taking it upon you're not even together. I don't know. This is just doing too much. And she came away with nothing, I feel like, right? Like, it's not.
Well,
like
no, she got a cute coin, and now the church choir is going to get new robes.
Oh,
but
you know what? Respect. Yeah, you're right.
Because she did hustle Joey. She got a nice coin out of him. Unless Joey was doing some Jedi mind trick stuff, making it seem like he got hustled, and he was just like, okay, let me just be nice to this lady because she is a woman of God and all this other stuff and yada, yada, yada. But then again, if he did that, would it fit his personality of not having a conscience? So, yeah. Lots of what's the word I'm looking for? Not dichotomy, there's another word for it. I forgot the word. Where it's like, you said what?
Oh, never mind. Keep on going.
I was about to say where it's like two versions of a person.
I only know the meme where it's just like inside me, there are two wolves. I don't think that's what you mean, but you know.
Okay, let's go to the final scene right quick. This one is Vanessa and Randy. All right, so 3056, which actually I can just do this.
I still reach for my phone sometimes, you know. Like I'm gonna call him to make sure he's not doing something stupid or to complain about how bad my day was. Doug should still be here. I can't help but think that if I would have, I don't know, stayed on him, that he would be.
Oh, Kilt's good at that.
You ever feel like that? Like, you let your husband down?
Every single day. You know, part of me still feels like I don't deserve happiness. Like enjoying my life now somehow disrespects what happened to him. I hope you know that you were not just his best friend. You were his family. Which is why I am so invested in you staying safe.
Wait, I don't understand.
I know you are well versed in the dangers of working for Joey, but he is not the only powerful man in this town.
I'm still not following.
Bill Hamilton. He has connections all over the DMV. So you need to be mindful where you step and whose house you are in.
Everyone is really butting in everyone's business today.
See, yeah, okay, sorry, continue.
No, I was just going to say, and then also everyone, we owe Vanessa an apology as well. She really does care and love Doug. I know that we haven't noticed it with the trips and the apartment pictures and things like that, and the kisses and the sleeping on the poker table and all of the other stuff, and then the escapade on their way to the country club that day where Joey's hair was all messed up and everything, and Vanessa said she had to have something to hold on to and whatnot. But we do owe Vanessa an apology. She does love and still care about Doug, and she blames herself, and she feels like guilty because she has happiness now, because apparently Doug didn't make her happy before, but Joey does. But these are minor details. Diana, you got it.
See, I don't think this is like necessarily a bad thing that she's doing. She's concerned, obviously, and you know, again, you really, this kind of just show that you can't trust her. Like, she's playing for herself, right? Because if this was as it seemed, right, like that she was full Team Dupree and that she was going to do anything to like help them, she would have quizzed Randy and she would have been like, okay, tell me what's up, because they're, you know, I need to know, and I need to protect this family, or, you know, do it in a more coy way, I guess. I don't mind that she did this. I mean, like you said, she does still care about Doug and she still cares about this relationship. I would almost even call it sweet. I just think this is gonna go over his head. He might, I don't know, like, do you think he's aware enough to be like, oh, they're catching on to me and Hayley?
I don't think so, but also what I believe is that they will elaborate in the next scene. I feel like, because I feel like this scene didn't officially end.
Uh-huh.
So if they carry the scene to Tuesday's episode, then I think she'll elaborate and be like, hey, there's been talk about you and Hayley.
True.
So,
and be interesting to see how he talks his way out of that. But I feel unless she just like gets up and she's just like, heed my words. I mean, that's the thing. It's just I have no faith in Randy. So you know she was kind of explicit and she's just like, you know, Bill's a powerful person, like watch her back. He should make two and two together. It's not like he's like, what does Bill got to do with me? It's just like, listen, you've been hatching your plan all over the DMV area with everyone to listen. So I really hope you don't think that you're discreet and start freaking out like, how can anyone possibly catch us when here you are telling lies left and right in full view of everyone?
Yeah. Well, we'll see how this plays out. I'm really ready. Like, it's coming together. Now, I promise you, I will be livid if Randy, like after talking to Vanessa, Randy's like, Hayley, we need to put this on pause for a while because it's gotten a little too hot. And then the whole storyline just comes to a hold. And then we don't find out anything until like December. Then, yeah, we need to get the picket signs ready. Is what we'll have to do.
I wouldn't be surprised though if he falls back a little bit and Hayley's like, fine, I got to do this myself. So be it. And that's also how she gets caught. Or that's how, you know, again, she gets caught, but by like Leslie or someone, right?
Yeah, I was just thinking about Leslie because when you said that, I was like, oh, and then it's like, well, she's forced to go to Leslie and stuff, which I'm still waiting to see where this picks up at. Because now that Hayley and Leslie aren't on good terms, what's the next move for that? Which I don't think there's any confrontation between them this week, but you never know. Yep. What an interesting episode. Well, everyone, it's definitely been real out here in these Beyond the Gate streets. We're ready to wrap this up. Fingers crossed this will be wrapped up by the end of August, is what we're hoping for.
And we're going to be at the end of August, like, all right, end of September. End of September. Listen, it can't possibly go past Halloween.
Then Halloween arrives. It's like, look, we will know something by the new year. And then the new year arrives.
Listen, she's gonna poison his turkey on Thanksgiving. It's coming. And then it's gonna go, listen, there's gonna be a grenade in Bill's Christmas present on Christmas Day. We are speaking it into existence. It can't possibly go on any longer.
Oh my goodness. And then 2027 will hit. And we're like, you know what? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen on Valentine's Day. The Valentine's episode. That's when she's gonna really, really use some good poison in the chocolates that she gives him.
Yeah, she's not gonna cheap out this time, y'all. She's really gonna poison him.
Yeah, then that doesn't happen. Then it's like, okay, well, we gotta wait until summer solstice. She can't poison him during Easter because she's afraid he might raise from the dead. So it's gonna be summer. It's gonna happen this summer.
I hate that there's like a real possibility of this happening. Like the more I speak about it, the more I'm like, oh my god, they have 2 more seasons that they renewed for. Like they you know, praise be, but also do not use these next 2 seasons for this man. It's poisoning storyline.
Yeah. There's a lot. My word. Well, still a good time nonetheless, and regardless of whether she poisons the man this year or in 2030, we'll be here to cover it.
Oh my god, she might as well, sorry, one more thing. She might as well just start feeding that man fish like nonstop. Like, it wouldn't have been faster than this.
Lord. All right. Well, on that note, Diana, did you have anything before we close out?
No.
Okay.
I need this to be over.
Well, everyone, thank you so much as always for the love. We appreciate the comments. Someone mentioned in the comments for the episode that we uploaded today about Martin being, it would have been better if Martin was Anita and Vernon's son. And we mentioned that before, like when we first started the podcast, Diana and I had said that we were like, Anita and Vernon needed another child besides Nicole and Danny. Like it would have been great if they had a son. If they would have made Martin the youngest son, I think that would have been good as well. Like Diana and I sort of definitely co-signed that because we had mentioned it before and stuff. They should have went that route, even though low key, I wish even more that they would have adopted a child.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like what Martin and I was going to say Martin and old girl, but I forgot Martin and Smitty. Because like Martin's not married to a woman. But yeah, Martin and Smitty did like adopting and stuff.
Right. Listen, thank you so much for commenting. But Anita and Vernon had been through so much. I don't wish Ted on them. You know, like, haven't they been through enough? Have they not suffered a lot?
You said Ted.
Martin, sorry.
Look, first of all, we're gonna keep you uplifted in prayer. We need to pray the hate out of your heart for Ted. It's what we need.
I think I heard Ted and I was like, oh, hold on, y'all. Let's breathe for a second. Let's be kind to each other.
Like, no, Martin.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, whatever. Martin's Martin.
On that note, thanks everyone for the comments and stuff. Until next time, Gators.
Bye.